Hey everybody, this is Jim Neeb. I'm going to rewire the power on my CNC today. So I don't know if anybody saw the video I did a couple years ago on my AVID machine. I didn't like the 3 different power switches that I had to turn on and off all the time. So I wired everything together to an extra relay module that I happen to have. But that's not really the right way to do it because it's super expensive and just kind of indirect overkill. So today I'm going to rewire it. I just wanted to clean up my power wiring a little bit under the machine. So I'm going to show you the cheapest and simplest way to do this. So let's take a look at what we got. So I've got 3 boxes on my machine. I've got the EX control box. I've got the spindle control on the right, which has the VFD in it and runs off a 220 volt, and then I've also got an aux box on the machine. So between the 3 of these, there's 3 power switches to toggle on and off, and I only have a 4-foot machine, so I have to have these crammed together, so it's almost impossible to get in at these 2 power switches. So if, as I did on the last video, I put a single power switch here that I can turn on that brings power to both boxes that run on 120 and the spindle box that runs on 240. And so I used this setup, as I mentioned, which was, I had this extra relay control, and essentially it was already configured the way I needed to do the power switching. So I just put a little power supply board in there and a power switch here to run that. But again, that's really not the right way to do it. So let's take a look at the new components. So these are the components I bought to do the new kit. I got the same brand of disconnect switch. You can see this is a 3-phase disconnect switch. So it's got the contacts I need to switch one set of 120 and then the 2 hot lines for the 240. So this one switch, by turning it on and off, can switch both kinds of power at the same time. And then I've got the 2 L630s that I use for my spindle power, which is 240, and a bunch of strain relief fittings to go on the box here, so the cord will be held nice and tightly. And then for power cord, what I found over the years is that if you're gonna make a new power cord for something, and you're gonna have to put ends on it anyway, and in this case I want to have at least 2 output plugs. The cheapest thing is just to go buy a good heavy duty extension cord and then cut it to length. And in this case, I bought this extra long so that I could cut off some of the wire and use it for the 240 as well. So that saves a decent amount of money. So this whole setup, I think, cost me about $50 or $60. I'll put the link down in the description section for this box I got on Amazon. I think this was $30. These come in 10, 15, 30, and 60 amp models. I got, or the 32 amp, I guess, is what I got here. That's adequate to switch everything on the AVID directly. So let's put it together and see what it looks like. All right, so now I've got the inside wired. You can see this is the input for the 240 comes in, so you can see I'm switching both hots across the contacts and back out, and then over here is the 120, and you can see I'm only switching the 120 hot, and the neutral and ground is passed through. So that's all there is to it inside. It's very simple.
Okay, got all the wiring done, and you can see the 120 volt and 240 volt inputs coming in on the right side of the box, and the outputs coming out the left with all the cords sitting there. And so I just need to plug them in and see if it works.
All right, it's all done. So now one switch and all 3 boxes come on again. Now I know it looks just like the last one I had. In fact, the switch is almost identical, but this is the way you should do it. It's much less expensive and a much simpler and probably a little more reliable way to do it.
All right, I just looked and added up all the component costs, and it was actually about $90. The extension cord was actually a little expensive because it was 25 feet long, but 31 for the switch, 31 for the extension cord, and $18 for the two L630s. So I think, personally, I think this is something Avid should actually offer. Turning on 2 or 3 switches each time you want to turn the machine on is pretty annoying, but I can see why they don't, because there's so many different configurations. They would almost have to let the customer specify the lengths of all 4 input and output cables, which is a pain. But this is a pretty easy project if you want to make your machine just a little bit more user friendly. If you have any questions, leave comments down below and I will answer them.